Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the India Today Conclave once again, where we are very privileged to be joined by a couple who I am going to describe today as, in many ways, Jodi number one. He is an iconic figure for India's startup industry and the infotech ecosystem that has exploded over the last couple of decades. She is an award-winning best-selling author and philanthropist who's now just become a nominated Rajya Sabha MP. And their power doesn't just extend to this country, but if you want to enter 10 Downing Street, they might well tell you how to get there. So in many ways, they've proven the world is flat, that you can move from Bengaluru to 10 Downing Street without a problem. But what makes them truly, ladies and gentlemen, Jodi number one is their love for each other. An uncommon love that has sustained for 50 years and counting. And to my mind, therefore, they represent some of the best values of India. Ladies and gentlemen, Narayana Murthy and Sudha Murty join us here at the India Today Conclave. Thank you both very much. I want to start, though. I'm going to ask my producer to just play a little video, because you've just a couple of days ago, ma'am, been sworn in as a member of the Rajya Sabha. There you are, getting sworn in, and I think that is another feather in your cap. Sudha Murty ji, what was it like to now, in your latest innings, that you've decided to play as a Rajya Sabha MP, ma'am?
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, this is a new chapter to me at the age of 73, I suppose. It's a new lessons, but for learning, age no bar. So let me...
So age no bar.
Age no bar.
Mr. Murthy, are you happy to now remain in the shadows of your wife?
Well, absolutely, but because right from day one, it was very clear that she was so much superior to me because, you know, as an engineer, I use data. I never got the first rank, never. But she always got the first rank in 10 semesters of her engineering. And at Institute of Science, Bangalore, she had got a scholarship to the best technology university in the world to do her PhD. She was the first woman to go to telco, all of that. So therefore, I had no doubt in my mind that she was truly the better half.
You're acknowledging that today, after all these years, because the truth is, Mr. Murthy, when you had the opportunity, you did not make her part of the Infosys startup team. Do you regret that today, that you didn't take your wife as part of the startup team, even though, as you say, she was eminently qualified to be part of it?
Well, life is all about learning and improving. Those days, I was an incorrigible idealist. Those days, the standard was family-run organizations, husband and wife, father and son, father and daughter, etc. So therefore, I said, having returned from France, I said, I want to do something different in India. And therefore, I thought one way of doing it is not to make it a husband and wife company, even though she was much more qualified than all the founders. Let there be no doubt about it. So it was an act of idealism.
It was an act of idealism. Have you forgiven him for it, Sudhaji, after all these years, that he didn't make you part? Because in your book, which has come out, you do mention somewhere that you felt a little hurt.
Yeah, of course, because I loved engineering, and a couple of years it hurt me, maybe 2 to 3 years. I felt it, I wish I could have been. But when I look back in life now, good I did not become part, because I would have retired as a technical director of Infosys probably. But I touched many lives in real life through Infosys Foundation, and I value it much more than any other position. So I feel helping others, being compassionate to others is more important than any position. Probably God closed one window for me, but He opened many doors. I consider that way.
I'm going to play some photographs, and we're going to start with the early 70s, when over books, the two of you fell in love with each other, and that's your marriage day. That's
Our marriage, and within 800 rupees we got married.
in 800 rupees.
400 each.
And you thought that he would look like Rajesh Khanna.
No, that was very clear. I knew him. Okay. I thought so before meeting him. After meeting him, I said, no, Rajesh Khanna is Rajesh Khanna.
Because when you first, it was love over books, Mr. Murthy. You wooed your wife with the fact that she was a bibliophile, and that is what seemed to attract you. But any memories of this special day?
Well, I think she walked into my room. I was sharing a room with a family in Pune, Deccan Gymkhana. She walked in, she was full of enthusiasm, she was very talkative, a lot of confidence, all of that. And I knew that the only hope I had of impressing her was my impressive array of books. And I had some very unusual authors. George Mikesh, who's a Hungarian English humor writer. And
George Mikesh.
Mikesh. And she was very much impressed by George Mikesh, not so much by me. And that was good enough for me.
So the way to a woman's heart is sometimes through books, to the point where, Mr. Murthy, you once love blossomed, an 11-hour train journey, traveling ticketless, because by then you were missing your wife.
Yeah. So she was not yet my wife.
She was not yet your wife, that's right. So it's okay to fall in love, spend time wooing a woman, and not necessarily have a 70-hour work day, right? Work week, right? Nothing wrong. Because a lot of younger India today believes the moment you said you must mandatorily have 70-hour work lives, they said, what is Narayana Murthy talking about? What about work-life balance?
Well, coming back to those wonderful days, I had just returned from France. I was somewhat bohemian, and I had no worries in the world. I had joined a think tank, NGO. I took half the salary they offered. The day I met her, I wanted to meet her more often. We would go to a restaurant, a fruit juice shop called Dakshin. No, what is that? Darshan. In Pune. And I would go, she would order a queen-size orange juice, and I would order a king-size banana milkshake, and we would be sitting. And of course, once in a while I would say, Abhi na jao, and all of that, Chodo kar, dil abhi bara nahi, and all of that. And one day, one of the bandhus, the servers, the waiters were called bandhus, he came and said, I know you say a lot of true things, but this one is not true. You have been sitting here for 4 hours. Would you please vacate it now?